A healthy tomorrow begins with a solid foundation at home, and there are simple ways to start your kids on a path to success. Eat dinner together. Add veggies to each meal. Save treats for special occasions. And be sure to get up and play an hour each day. Help your kids make all of their dreams come true. Be our guest to healthy living today at letsmove.gov.
Thanks for joining us on Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today, Mike Lieber, the Executive Director of the YMCA. How you doing, Michael?
Good, good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day out.
Super.
90 plus degrees.
And we're in air conditioning.
And we're in air conditioning.
That's good.
Yeah. So the YMCA has always been a big part of my life for the last so many years. And you've been involved with it different-wise. You actually came from Sydney, Ohio.
Yeah, Sydney, Ohio is over north of Dayton. I was at that Y for about 10 years as the Associate Executive Director, which would be like the Chief Operation Officer for that Y, and then came back over here in 2005.
So what drew you to Fairfield? What drew you to Lancaster?
Well, actually, I'm a Chillicothe guy. Grew up and graduated from Chillicothe High School.
Cavalier.
Will not sing the Cavalier fight song.
That was our next question.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. This is a nice show. We don't want to end it today. My wife and I both are from Chillicothe, so coming back over here was not a stretch. It was actually coming home. Yeah. And so we were excited. Saw the job opening. Bruce McAtee, the former director, was retiring, and came over here, applied, and the wisdom of volunteers hired me. So excited about the opportunity.
Is there being involved in the YMCA, are there certain goals that you have to meet every year?
The progression of a Y person, really, you go through a series of leadership trainings. My path, I started as a membership director, got a feeling for how the membership should run, and then it moved up to the associate exec. In the meantime, I took financial development courses. I took just general leadership courses at the Y, and actually you have to be certified as a senior director to become eligible to be a YMCA director. So I was prepared to do that after 8 years at the Sydney Y. So really didn't start looking until the 10th year that I was there. But first job I applied for was over here.
Well, so we're glad to have you.
That's great. It's great to be here.
Yeah. Is there something challenging about this Y that you saw?
Well, first of all, this Y has a wonderful, wonderful facility. I came from a pretty good facility. I thought was pretty good. But our wellness center here in Lancaster is outstanding. We have a wonderful staff. We are a full-service Y. We have 2 pools, which my other Y only had 1. We have a great child care program over here that serves the community. It just presented a lot of good opportunities, I thought, for what we are doing and what we could do.
I know there's a lot of different programs. We're going into summer, and there's a lot of summer programs going on. But I know one of the things we talked about earlier was the gymnastics team is doing very well.
We're excited. Our gymnastics team has grown over the past couple of years. Part of the reason is the Recplex, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure. But yeah, our gym team is headed for nationals. Now, nationals can be anywhere in the country. Last year it was in California. This year, Toledo, Ohio.
Well, it's not a bad drive. I was just there.
Yeah. The expense side of things, but I'm sure parents are going, we're going to Toledo. But next week, they'll be going to Toledo for about a 3 or 4 day event. And we have about 15 to 20 girls competing. And it's an exciting time for them. You're competing against the best of the best in the country. And we're happy that they got the opportunity to do that.
What's the age level? Is it from like 5, 6 year olds all the way up?
It can go, it can be a 7 or 8 year old all the way up to teenagers. Mm-hmm. And we cover a lot of those categories. They have different levels of skill levels. Sure. So they're competing against their own skill level. Could be older, younger kids. So we have what we call level 4s, a lot of level 4s and 5s. So
I remember the days when my kids were in gymnastics, and you'd drive for a couple hours, and it'd end up being like 2 minutes of floor exercise and all the vault and all those things.
It still is, but when it's your kid, it's exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we hosted 3 meets here this year. We had the other teams from other Ys come in, and you're right. It's a long day. It's a long day for the volunteers. It's a long day for parents. But the kids get such a kick out of it.
Put those medals around their neck.
Oh, and the uniforms and the marching in, and they do it right, and it's a good experience. First of all, not every kid is going to become a national gymnast.
Sure.
But every kid now has the opportunity to be part of a team, experience some competition, and succeed, because everybody is going to get something sometime in the way the system works out. And it's a great youth builder for kids, and we like it from that perspective. And our coaching staff coaches with that philosophy. We don't have Nadia Comaneci in every event, but we do have kids who want to learn, will listen, and have fun, and develop a skill. And in fact, our current coach was a member of our team, Jackie Lockwood.
Sure.
Everybody knows her. She was a member of our team when Martha Miller was the coach, and so she is now the coach and leading the way Martha led, which is to develop kids in a spirit, mind, and body sense.
That's great. We're talking with Mike Lieber, the Executive Director of the YMCA. Website, phone number, if people want to check on programs?
You can look at our website. It's www.ymcalancaster.org. And website is active, and we use that. We also are on Facebook. You can become a friend of the YMCA, Robert K. Fox Family Y. Phone number, if you're going to use that traditional method, 740-654-0616. I know there are winter and summer hours for the YMCA. There's so many things going on at the Y that... We do adjust a little bit in the summer, our hours. We have found that in a July afternoon when it's 90 degrees, people want to be outdoors at a pool and not inside. So we cut back. So we're open during the week in the summer from 5 a.m. until 10 p.m., Monday through Friday. Saturday, instead of going 6 to 6, we go 6 to 3. And then Sunday, instead of going 1 to 6, we go 1 to 4. So a little less reduced hours, still an opportunity to get an air condition and work out upstairs, but we do cut back a little bit.
One of the areas we were talking about earlier was the Rexplex that just came into being here, what, a year ago? Has it been that long?
A little over a year.
A little over a year ago.
Yeah, we're actually in our second year of operation, officially started last year. We opened the doors in December the year before, and then officially kicked it off in January. It's 3 tennis courts, our gymnastics court, and then we have a youth center which has 4 racquetball courts in use, games, video games, basketball game, a lounge area, pool table, air hockey, those kind of things. It's a great place to hang out. Kids who aren't in the program gymnastics can go over there and hang out. We have Friday night movie nights during the year. It has been an opportunity for us that we have been looking for since I got here. The opportunity is that it opened up our back gym. The Martin's Gym, which is where gymnastics was, is now open, so that kids can play basketball. We can program it. We do adult programming in there. So it gave us space on our current site to open up another gym. So we have 2 gyms now that really are intermixed, and it's an opportunity that to build a new gym on that site was $800,000. I only have about $10 on me today, so it wasn't going to happen.
Wasn't going to happen.
So with the Recplex on site, we're able to spend about $600,000 and take care of the property and put something together pretty nice.
Now, the Recplex, they have their own hours, or are they the same hours?
The Recplex is a bare bones operation from the standpoint we have no air conditioning. So sitting here today in air condition, if we were at the Recplex, you and I would be sweating really bad. So our gym team works out there in the mornings, and by 12 o'clock we're out of there in the summer. But in the fall and winter and spring, we're there basically from 3:30 until 10 o'clock, doing either gymnastics programming or tennis, or we played dodgeball this year there.
Did you play?
No.
You didn't play? Okay.
But I refereed a couple times. We actually had about 90 adults playing dodgeball on Thursday night, and it was a blast. The balls aren't like when you and I were growing
Okay,
up with
all
those
right.
big, heavy red balls. They're more foamy, so it doesn't quite hurt.
Okay.
But what we found out, it takes a lot to throw the ball. So I had a couple guys come in the next week. You know, their arms were hanging limp from throwing the ball, but it actually is a good workout. And for an hour, they played an hour. A group would play, and another hour, another group would come in and play. And so, very, very interesting, very exciting.
We'll get some of the crew here to go down and have a dodgeball tournament. They'll challenge somebody.
We actually have had a couple of businesses come in and use that venue to sort of do a little teamwork building.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now, is it Rexplac and Hawaii? Can people rent those out? Are they still?
Yeah, we have a lot of people who rent for birthday parties. We'll do a pool party or a gymnastics party at the Recplex or a youth teen party at the Recplex and use the video games and that kind of thing. Some people rent the gym out. So it's available after hours or in off hours to do those kind of things. And we have a lot of people who use that for birthday parties. It's a very cool venue.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I know there's different programs for youth and adult and the pool, and there's just so many things going on. People talk about value of memberships, and obviously the Y is a great value.
Yeah. No one can ever, in their right mind, try to explain to somebody how much it costs to be a member, and it's a very great value. You really have to experience it, for yourself. And whatever you're paying, whatever type of membership and how you're paying, if you don't use it, then you're paying way too much, and the value is nothing to you. But if you're paying X amount of dollars and you're going 3 or 4 times a week, your kids are involved in programs like gymnastics or swimming. We have a great swim team. We haven't talked about that, but we even have a summer swim team program going. But so if you're involved in activities and using your membership, then you feel like the money is well spent. I don't know how many things I have bought over the years, whether it be a tie or a suit, and then I get it home and, wait, I don't like it. Why did I buy that thing?
Those old leisure suits?
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's still hanging in my closet. So, that $100 I spent on that suit, if I spent that much, pretty cheap, but also I got no value out of it. So we hope people, when they purchase a membership or an opportunity to become involved in our programs, that they do get involved. And it's not for everybody. You can do a lot of things without being a Y member and get exercise and be physical and be involved. I'm not saying that the Y is the only way to go. But what I am saying is if you do make that investment, please use us. And we are there to be used. Right. The youth programs, in the summertime, we try to do a little bit of fitness for kids because they're out of school. They have some dead time during the summer. I don't know your kids. My kids would come home the second week of summer saying, what am I going to do now? I'm bored. And so at the Y, they can come and do some swimming. We have a young man who's helping us, and he inspires them to do things that you and I, as a parent, couldn't get them to do because he's 20-some years old, and they like this ex-jock to come in and tell them, if you run around the track, you're going to get faster and stronger. Sure. Now, you and I tell our kids that. Come on, Dad. Give me a break.
Exactly.
So we have some fitness courses going on for kids. And then our big program, Mike, in the summer is Camp Discovery. This is part of our child care program, and it's an amazing program, really, to me. We'll average 120 kids a day from 9 to 4. They'll come and be part of our program, and we take field trips. We'll go to Columbus, COSI. We'll go to Dayton to the Air Force Museum. We'll go to water parks. We'll go to other educational sites that we take busloads of kids to the trips, and it is an amazing process for us to do because we coordinate 100 and some kids getting lunches, getting to and from places. Sometimes they'll spend time at one of the parks. They go creeking, which is they'll go up the creek and just look and see what's in the creek.
Like marine biology.
It's a great experience for kids who really don't realize all the creatures that can be seen if you stop and look. It can be, we have college-age kids who come in and take a group of about 10 kids, and they become their counselor for the summer. And these kids will come year after year. Some of our counselors were kids in our program who've come back. It's a great opportunity and obviously parents need child care in the summer. And instead of calling it summer babysitting, it's called Camp Discovery, and the kids discover that there's a lot of stuff out there to do and be active rather than sit home, watch TV, or do the
Is it through the entire summer? Can people still sign up, or is there a deadline? Or?
It is through the entire summer, and you can sign up for this week and not next week, and then sign up for another week. So you do it a week at a time.
If you go on vacation, you can
right,
come back.
Right, you can pick and choose weeks. Some kids like to go on specific field trips, like they're going to the Ohio State University sometime this summer, and kids love to go through the horseshoe or go through, right now, the new unions they have. New unions are like malls in themselves. And so they'll pick a certain week to come. But yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can still sign up. You may have to wait. Just depends on what's going on. It will take you a week to get through the paperwork process anyway. But it's from 9 to 4. We have kids who come earlier who need to be watched before 9 o'clock. We call that before care. And then kids who parents are working till 5 or 6, they can stay at the Y if they want to till 5 or 6, and their parents pick them up. So we still have that going on like we would during a school year. But Camp Discovery is a pretty neat experience for kids. I mean, it really is an opportunity for them to grow and to learn. We don't say you're learning, like a school, but it's what it is. It's a learning process for kids. And you're with a bunch of other kids.
Right.
And so socially, you learn to get along. You have to.
Yeah, those are neat things you're going to take the rest of your life. You're going to use.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know that the Y has volunteers, and obviously to do all the things you do takes a pretty good operating budget. And it's in these times. I know you're crunching a lot of numbers and getting those kids and getting those families down there to do those things.
The Y started with basically a volunteer philosophy that volunteers would get involved, and then they would hire a person like me as a director to figure out who I needed to help run things. But a lot of our programs are run by volunteers. Not all, but some. But the basic premise of our group is that we have a basic 24 volunteers across our board of directors who volunteer their time. Once a month for a board meeting, once a month for committee meetings. And our committees actually, a program committee, finance committee, they actually form policies and procedures that go to the board, and then I implement what the board decides to do. I don't decide the hours, the board decides the hours. I can recommend, but the board decides. I don't recommend rate hikes on membership. I mean, I can recommend it, but the board approves it, and the board members are by and large are community members who represent the membership. And so, but they have a whole picture. They can look at the finances and see what we need. So that's one set of volunteers. We call those policy volunteers. We have a whole other set of volunteers that will come in, service in the wellness center, go upstairs and help people in machines, do the towels.
I've had people help me get on machines.
Yeah. We wish. Can you do that workout for me?
Yeah, would you do that for me?
But we have them do necessary things that we need done around the building, help with grounds, lawn keeping. We have people handing out keys at the front desk. There's a whole lot of things you can do to volunteer. All our volunteers are checked with a background check, and that includes staff and volunteers. Doesn't matter whether I volunteer for a midnight shift or whether I volunteer to be with kids. I'm going to have a background check done. If I'm a policy volunteer, I still have a background check done, so that everybody feels comfortable with where we're coming from. But it's the day and age we're in.
Is there any age limit? Do you have to be 16 or 18 or?
No, you can be. We have a 14-year-old volunteering on Friday afternoons to do some towels for us in the wellness center. It's just a matter of making sure that their parents are aware of what they're doing and working through that. But no age limit at all. You can be a senior citizen and volunteer. So, but without volunteers, the Y just could not function. It's not the way we're built. We're built volunteer down, if you will. Now you're right. Volunteers have seen some changes, and we've had to make some changes, both from our staffing perspective and our program perspective. You can't run a program with 2 people in it and it go.
Right.
You have to have the numbers there. So when we set up our programs, if we offer the opportunity for people to sign up, they don't sign up, we won't run a program. Over the years, we've learned what people like, but we've also adapted what people like. I would not have told
Is that difficult to do that? Sometimes people say, why are we doing this? Or why don't we have I know being involved in the Y over the last 30 years that people come to you and say, okay, well, how come we don't have this program?
I would have not, in a straightforward manner, been able to sit here and tell you that Zumba would have been on my radar a year ago. But Zumba...
No, you do Zumba? Do you do it?
No.
Okay.
No, thank you. And I've been requested not to do it, so it's okay. But it is amazing to me, Mike, that we have 50 women in that gym on Monday and Wednesday night doing this Latin dance. And I would not have dreamed that was going to happen. But the same thing can be said for step aerobics 30 or 40 years ago,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So you just don't know what's coming as a fad and what's really going to take off. But we are willing to try to do that whenever we can possibly, offer the opportunity for someone to experience something like that.
Do you see the cycle coming back that more people are going to the family-oriented, the YMCAs, the Friday night movies, those type of things?
I think because of the economy, people are being forced to be creative. They can't take off and go to Florida or California on a vacation, but they can spend some money and stay local and do something as a family on a Friday night, or come to the Y and open swim, or come in the gym and shoot basketball. Those things we're being forced a little bit to do that. The other thing, because of the way education is about nutrition and healthy environments, I think people are more conscious of what I need to do. I need to get to the gym. I need to get something done. And some people need the discipline of a program to get them there. I am not a program person because I can go upstairs and get on a machine and work out. But my wife is a very much oriented program person. She likes the morning step class. She likes an evening class opportunity. And so that's different people and different opportunities. But I do see more people concentrating on their health, their wellness, more people asking questions about nutrition, because the whole idea of exercise is good, but if you go home and have steak and fries and ice cream at 10 o'clock at night,
Mountain Dew and ho-hos.
The ho-hos, good idea. Then think, well, I haven't lost any weight.
Yeah.
Well, gee whiz, why not? So we have more people asking questions about, what should I do as a follow-up to my diet? How much exercise should I do? People shouldn't exercise every day of the week for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, you're going to kill yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. What we try to get people to do is commit to 2 times a week, and if you can do it a third time, great. And do it for 45, 50 minutes hard, 30 minutes hard, 15, 20 minutes doing some weights. Again, this body is not finely tuned as I would like it to be, but I can do some weights and not be made fun of. I don't get in there and lift 3 or 4 people above my head, but I can do an overhead press and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because it's good for my toning, and it's good for me health-wise. So we ask people to try to commit to twice a week. 3 times would be great, but at least commit to, and mix it up.
Sure.
Don't do the same thing every time, because it's just like anything you do every time, your body will adjust and you won't challenge yourself.
Open house or tours, can people come down and go through?
Yeah, we encourage people, again, you wouldn't buy anything without looking and experiencing it. So come in, and if I call you up on the phone and I tell you all these nice things, well, sure, I'll give you a check right now.
Sure.
No, come on over to the Y and see what I'm talking about. See that indoor track that's nice around the equipment, that you can look out the windows, that's air conditioned. Walk that, see what it's like. Come to the pool. Take a day and visit the pool. Use the lap lane pool if you're a lap swimmer, or bring your family over. Use the family time swim. See if your kids have fun shooting baskets or climbing on that wall and dropping into the water. See if that's what your family wants to do. Yeah, we encourage people to come by. And that's why on the website you won't find prices. It's not we're trying to hide anything. If that's your driver, then don't come to the Y. We are not the cheapest place to come and experience that. We are cheap if you use it, but if you don't use it, we're very expensive. And I would say that about most of the other facilities in town, that I don't think you can say this is cheaper than this. It's how you use it. I try to exercise 3 times a week. And so when I look back, over the course of a year, you do a multiplication, that's 150 times a year. If I'm paying $600, that's $4 a time. I think that's cost effective. Now you cut that in half, it's $8. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yep.
it goes back to usage and whether you can afford it. But we want people to come over, take a tour, experience it, try it. We give you a pass to try it, and then see what's going on. We do have in the month of June going on a little bit of a special. If you are a current member of the Y, and I can talk my friend into coming over and joining, you as a current member will get a free month's membership. Their incentive for the new member is we've reduced our joining fee by 50%. So it's a great opportunity in the month of June for both a new member to come on board and as a current member, because lots of times we run new member specials. The feedback we got from members is, what are you doing for me?
Right.
So here's an opportunity as a member to try to find a friend to join. And what greater way to work out than with a friend? My wife and I on Monday nights try to work out together. First of all, it's a chance for us to catch up what's going on in our lives in between, panting, and catching your breath. But it also, with it working out with somebody, keeps you responsible, accountable. And so get a friend to come over, have them join, and you get a free month's membership out of that. If you're on a bank draft, we just don't draft you for a month. If you're a full pay for a year, we'll extend it for a month. So that's going on through the end of June. So that's an opportunity this summer to do them special.
A lot of stuff going on.
There is, and that's what's exciting about the Y. Each day you come in, there's something new, something different. Like I said, the swim team, they're in full go. They actually, between November and March is a really heavy swim. We have a lot of swimmers in swim team. We have about 140 kids on our swim team.
Because you have a lot of meets at the Y.
We do, and it's crowded. I confess the parking is an issue, but when you have 140 kids on your team, and everybody wants to bring a parent, funny, everybody wants to bring a grandparent, it can be hectic. But and then we have Lancaster High School that uses our pool. Pickerington North and Central use it, and why not? It's 8 lanes. It's a great facility. It was built with that in mind back in 2001. That we wanted the opportunity to open it up to the community, so we can do that, and it helps us with the expenses. It's a wonderful facility. I mean, it really is.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Mike, we appreciate you coming in. I know that you're doing a lot of good stuff down at the Y, and we appreciate taking time out of your busy schedule to do it. And, before you leave, though, I know we were talking off air about basketball and Miami, Dallas.
Well, I tell you, I have found myself. I think Miami obviously has the superstars, and LeBron. I've gotten over that a little bit, but I like Dallas's team. Their team plays as a team, and I know they have a big score, but the other guys seem to know their roles really well. So I think that's why they've stayed with Miami a little bit. But LeBron and Wade are pretty tough.
Yeah, they're really tough.
Yeah.
One more question. Think we'll play football this year, or will
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
There's too much money at stake.
$9 billion
for the NFL not to happen,
Yeah.
Which is, you'd think grown men could figure out that a little quicker, but sooner or later we'll play football.
Absolutely. Browns fan, Bengals fan.
I'm a diehard. Remember Chillicothe?
Well,
the Browns were the only thing growing up. Since I'm 40 years old, the Browns were the team. So I'm a Browns sufferer.
Well, we do appreciate you coming in,
Thanks.
taking the time. And again, if you want to go down to the YMCA, basically you're open almost all day. I mean,
Yeah, there's 7
no need
days
to
a
make
week.
an appointment.
Just show up, and our desk staff will take care of you. Again, we're open 5 a.m., I'm told, till 10 p.m.
I've been there at that time. Played racquetball many years ago.
It's funny, just real quick. When I first came here, I thought, well, I better get to know all the members, so I'll come in at 5 a.m. and get to know the members. I'm telling you, the 5 a.m. members, they don't care who the executive director is. They just want to work out and head on to work.
I apologize for that. No, we do appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
You've been watching Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. Remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So, what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have? You an actor. Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions? Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.